Listen.
The white supremacists control all of the affairs of people who they classify as non-white on this planet called Earth. Period. In all 9 areas of activity. Absolute control, not partial control, not slipshod control, not control maybe on a Tuesday, but not exactly on a Wednesday. Oh, no. It's absolute. All of the time. Nothing happens that's going to go anywhere without their approval. That's why you have to replace the entire system. You can't peck away at it. You can't say, well, I'll move a few chairs around in the prison camp. Well, yeah, you can move a few chairs around in the prison camp, but you're still in the prison camp. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes,
you can have a trustee in the prison camp.
But you're still in the prison camp.
And that's what black people are at the highest level. We're trustees. You work in the warden's office like Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption.
But you're still in the prison camp.
You're still a prisoner. And every now and then, some black people tend to forget that. And the white supremacists always let them know. Oh, just because you have that title, you got to remember, boy, I gave you that title.
So you can be president.
You don't have a title of your own. You just have a title.
Okay.
You are beholden to me. Every move that you make has to be approved by me. And if you make one that's not approved by me, you will feel the sting from me. And they have proven this all over the world. All of the so-called presidents of African countries, these are not really countries. These are just titles that people have. The white supremacists will determine whether they eat or not. All right? Not to say anything about whether their people will have anything or not. The white supremacists determine whether or not they'll breathe. I mean, through the rest of this day. Pick any, non-white person on the planet and say what their title is and how much of a big army they have and all like that. And the white supremacist says, yeah, I don't care who he or she is. If they are classified as non-white, they can have a sudden heart attack and don't know how it happened. But I know how it happened because I did it. We know how to do things. We know how to eliminate people. I don't care how many guards they got. We control the air that people breathe. All right? Put that in your pipe and smoke it, boy. We control the air that you breathe, and we can cut that air off at any time. You don't believe it? Try us. Because a lot of you have tried thinking that you were the head of something. That you are now out of my jurisdiction. Any black person anywhere on this planet that has a so-called big title knows who their boss is if they tell the truth. And that boss is always somebody classified as white.
I ain't no black.
They are supreme. I didn't say better. Supreme just means, hey, they can tell you what to do and you can't tell them. That makes them supreme. That's what white supremacy means. They can tell you what to do, but you can't tell them. You can't make them do nothing. And they'll challenge you if they, of course we usually don't challenge them. We'll stand there when we're mad and say we demand, but that's not really what we mean. We really mean we're asking in a loud voice, because we can't demand nothing. Because see, when it comes right down to it, when they back up and say, okay, you say you're demanding, you're going to make me do what you want me to do? All right, do it. Say, come on now. Say, now you do this among your own people, you get away with it, but you're dealing with a master now. Make me. All this stuff you're talking about that you got to have, make me. You're intelligent. You said that you are. You said your people are this and that, and you come from a long line of this. Make me.
None of us have proven that we can meet that yet. None of us. In all these years, some of us can talk pretty loud, and we can do a job on each other like you wouldn't believe. But when Master Man says, make me, we melt. And the evidence shows it. Now, is that supposed to make us feel real bad and crawl under a rock and all like that? No. That's what makes us crawl. Why? According to logic. To admit that you're a prisoner of war is strength, if that's what you are. That's the first step toward not being a prisoner. Realize that you are one. But see, black males in particular, we like to flex our muscles. Boy, do we ever like to act like we are really men. And we will slaughter each other on 8th Street out there any day in the week to prove it. We ain't nowhere close. Because when the real man comes around, we melt. You see us running across parking lots and hiding under cars. When if we were real men, we'd meet him halfway. We'd say, where is it? You ain't saying nothing but the word. Where is it? Point to which way he's coming from. All right? No.
Oh, yes, that's why as I become aware of things, because the white supremacists are always coming up with something, some refined way of practicing white supremacy. Once you get something started, you keep trying to improve it. That's whether you're making an airplane or a motor car or a lawnmower or a telephone. I mean, improvements have been made. So the white supremacists understand that universal principle. Once you get something going, you start looking at it and double-checking it and whatnot and say, I wonder if I can improve this. So the white supremacists are always trying to improve on the system of white supremacy to make it what? More powerful, more refined, more smooth in its operations. It used to be they just walked around all day, or rode around all day looking for a black person to lynch in order to keep them in place. Now and then, they will kill a black person here and there. Mostly they got black people killing each other. That's a part of the smooth operation. Hey, somebody figured out some time ago. Why not just put them in a frame of mind where they have hostility toward each other and plant that seed in the schools and everywhere else where they become rebellious against the teacher and whatnot because the teacher's not teaching anything that they think they can use. And then next thing you know, that spills into the streets, and then they carry it into the streets, and then they start glorifying it in their songs and whatnot, mistreating each other, and get them to doing that and cutting each other up on Saturday night like they did in the Northwestern Hemisphere and other places. In the old days, they used knives and razors. I mean, you just did regular ritual. Black people go out, get drunk, start a fight, and kill each other on Saturday night. And then back to the mines, back to the plantations, back to the farms and whatnot, back to the factories on Monday, okay? And a lot of songs reflected that. And actually, some of them kind of urged it on, like this is part of black culture. That's what we do. Saturday night is get drunk and kill each other night, okay? And then go to church on Sunday morning and ask for forgiveness. And then back on that, back under the slave master's job on Monday. That was the sequence. Mm-hmm. And so the white supremacists thought of doing all this. Why? Because, hey, they don't let anything happen that they're not orchestrating one way or another or steering it. That's the way the system, the prison system of white supremacy works.
Yes.
So that's just it. They refine it as they go along. Now, some people have said they've seen some cartoons of my work on the internet that have been presented, and that it pretty well embellishes what I have been trying to say in my textbooks. And to the extent that it does that, well, that has been, from what I understand, some people reported to me, a plus. Because they didn't understand what I had written very well, but when they saw those cartoons that just repeated what I was saying and attaching my name to it, and came right out of the book, the material did, they say that they better understood it. And I can understand that because people are kind of visual, particularly in the year 2021 now, more visual than ever.